I slammed the hotel door open so hard it rattled the frame, and there she was. Natalie. My wife. In a silk robe, hair a mess, flushed cheeks, standing next to Ryan, her ex-fiancé, half naked, holding a champagne glass like this was some kind of romantic movie. OSH*T, he muttered, trying to pull the blanket over his bare chest. But I wasn't looking at him. I was looking at her. The woman who said she was going on a solo retreat to clear her head. The woman who said she needed space. And now she was standing in front of me in a robe that wasn't hers, with the same lips that kissed me goodbye wrapped around a lie. Lucas, she started, that fake-ass guilt already cracking through her voice. I stepped inside, grabbed the folded piece of paper I'd printed hours ago, and threw it at her feet. Flight confirmation. Booking details. Spa receipt. Room service order for 2. With his name. Don't lie to me. I snapped. You weren't supposed to see him again. Ever. That was the deal. She had the nerve to smirk. So what, Lucas? You broke into my hotel room now? That's when I realized. She didn't care. Not even a little. This wasn't a mistake, was it? I asked, voice low. You planned this. She folded her arms. I told you before I left, I'm not asking for permission. Ryan invited me, I said yes. And yeah, we had some fun. Maybe more than some. What are you gonna do? Cry about it. Right there. That was the moment. The moment something inside me snapped clean in two. All the signs I ignored. The phone she suddenly kept locked. The lingerie she bought. Just for herself. The gym classes that lasted 4 hours. The fake smiles. The cold shoulders. The little gaslighting games. I'd swallowed every excuse. Every lie. Every disgusting word. But now I was face to face with the truth. And it stunk. I turned to Ryan. How's it feel screwing another man's wife under the pretense of a luxury retreat, huh? He didn't say a word. Just looked away. Weak. Enjoy the trip, I said, stepping back. It's the last time either of you will be able to afford one. Natalie laughed. You think I care, Lucas? You're just bitter. You lost me the moment you stopped being exciting. Ryan knows how to treat a woman. Not like you, crying and clinging to a marriage that's been dead for years. I could have shouted. Thrown something. Gone crazy. Instead, I smiled. Cold. Empty. Enjoy what's left of it, I said. Because when you get back, this game's over. And sweetheart, I don't play fair. And then I walked out. That's where it really began. Not with her lie. Not even with the affair. But with that moment, in that hotel room, where the truth exploded into pieces, and I decided I wasn't going to be the sad, silent husband anymore. She thought she'd broken me. But she didn't realize, I was just getting started. The moment Natalie walked out of our house with that smug little smile and her designer suitcase, I knew she wasn't just going to clear her head. That wasn't a self-care trip, that was a rehearsed performance. I'd seen it before, just never directed at me. The long glances at her phone, the fake little laughs she gave at nothing, the fresh perfume before a quick coffee, it was all too familiar. But this time, I wasn't going to sit around like some clueless husband crying over a wine glass. I followed her. Not in secret, not creeping around corners in the shadows, I had a plan. I needed evidence, something solid. Not for me. Not for closure. For the war I knew was coming. I hired Eric, my college buddy turned private investigator, and gave him every detail, Ryan's name, the supposed destination, her frequent flyer login, even the receipt for this spa getaway she left half-torn in the kitchen trash. Eric was good, damn good. Within hours he had the booking info. Spain. Coastal resort. 5 stars. A king suite booked for 2, under Ryan's company credit card. The man had zero subtlety, and Natalie? She was practically parading it at this point. I booked the next flight. Alone. And when I arrived? I didn't barge in right away. No. I watched. Natalie stroll out of the beachside elevator in heels and that red dress I bought her on our anniversary. The one she said was too special to wear out. Funny how she saved it for her ex. She clung to Ryan's arm like some teenage crush. They laughed at everything. Touched constantly. She didn't even try to hide it. That's when I knew she wasn't cheating out of loneliness. She enjoyed this. Enjoyed the attention, the drama, the thrill of betraying the man who trusted her most. I waited until they went up to their suite before I made my move. Bribed the front desk. Got access to the electronic room logs. Security footage. I even slid a $200 tip to housekeeping for a peek at their room number. Room 614. Top floor. Ocean view. Fitting for two snakes pretending they were in paradise. I waited until I was sure, until I saw both their silhouettes through the balcony curtains, until I heard the unmistakable moaning, the kind that didn't lie. That's when I lost it. I kicked that door open like it was paper. The moment hit me like a freight train. Ryan half naked, stumbling for his clothes. Natalie? She didn't even flinch. She smirked. That smug, cold, superior smirk. You came all the way here, for this? She asked, adjusting the robe like I was the one interrupting her night. You could have just called Lucas. That's when I realized she wanted me to catch her. This wasn't a secret. It was a message. She wanted to humiliate me. To show me I was nothing compared to Ryan. That I couldn't satisfy her. That I was boring. Predictable. Done. I didn't scream. I didn't attack. I didn't cry. I took out my phone, turned on the camera, and started recording. You cheated on your husband with your ex in a foreign country. On camera. That's what I needed. She scoffed, turning away. You think that scares me? Divorce me then. Take the house. I don't care. I pocketed the phone. I'm not here for the house. I'm here to end this on my terms. Natalie finally looked at me like she was trying to see what changed. Too late. This wasn't the Lucas she lied to anymore. This was the man who was going to ruin her carefully crafted life. One move at a time. Back home, the silence was louder than ever. Natalie returned 3 days later, like nothing had happened. No apology. No shame. Just a suitcase full of overpriced clothes and a fresh tan from her liberation tour with Ryan. She even had the audacity to whistle while putting her things back in the closet. I was sitting at the kitchen table when she walked in, sipping my coffee like it was just another Monday morning. You're back early, I said flatly. She blinked. What? No, I missed you? I looked up at her slowly, placed my phone on the table, and hit play. The video. Her voice. Her laugh. The robe. The bed. Ryan in the background, scrambling like a worm under a flashlight. Every second of her betrayal, captured in HD, time-stamped, and saved in 3 cloud drives with backup copies on USBs. Her expression didn't crack. She leaned against the counter and crossed her arms. Wow. So you really followed me? I told you there'd be consequences. She scoffed. Oh, come on, Lucas. Grow up. You've been dead inside for years. I gave you 1,000,000 chances to excite me. To be more than a paycheck. You never listened. And your solution, I said, standing slowly, was to sneak off to Spain and sleep with your ex? Sleep? She grinned wickedly. Lucas, it wasn't sleep. You know what it was. And I don't regret a damn second of it. There it was. The nail in the coffin. She wasn't sorry. She was proud. You think this makes you powerful? I asked. Cheating on your husband and throwing it in his face? She walked over close enough for me to smell the vanilla perfume I once loved. Now it made my skin crawl. I think it makes me free, she whispered. And in that moment I didn't see my wife. I saw a stranger wearing her face. I stepped back. You want freedom? You've got it. She rolled her eyes. Don't start with the drama. Are you seriously threatening me with divorce over this? After everything I've put up with from you? That flipped a switch in me. Everything you've put up with? I snapped. I supported your dreams, covered your credit card debt, helped you get your business off the ground, forgave you when you accidentally texted Ryan 2 years ago. Oh, spare me, she interrupted. You did those things because you're boring. You thought being the nice guy would keep me around. Newsflash, Lucas, it made me want to run. That was it. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because there was nothing left to say. I looked her dead in the eyes. You're going to pack your sh*t. You're going to get out of this house. And if you so much as try to take a single thing that belongs to me, I will drop that video in the inbox of every one of your clients, your parents, your sister, hell, even Ryan's girlfriend. Her face finally changed. Just a flicker. You wouldn't. Try me. And then I walked upstairs. Calm. Cold. I could hear her pacing below. The sound of drawers opening and slamming. Curses under her breath. A suitcase unzipping. I didn't stop her. I let her sweat. This wasn't just about justice. It wasn't even about revenge anymore. It was about control. I was done being the soft-spoken husband with too much patience and not enough backbone. Natalie wanted chaos? She was about to learn what real chaos looked like, when the man you underestimated decides he's done playing nice. By the time I came back downstairs, Natalie was nearly finished packing. She moved like a woman who wasn't used to being told what to do, throwing her designer clothes into her suitcase like she was too good for any of this. Like I was the one who had done something wrong. She caught my eye as I stood at the bottom of the stairs. You know, she said, zipping up her bag. You're overreacting. Affairs happen. People move on. Maybe you should grow up instead of trying to burn everything down over one little trip. I smiled, the kind of smile that doesn't reach your eyes. Oh, don't worry, I said. I'm not just burning this down. I'm burning everything you built with my money and my name. Her smirk faltered just a bit. I continued. That business you run? Registered under my name. The car you drive? Leased under my credit. That luxury apartment you rented for meetings, you used my PayPal. You really thought you could cheat and win? F***ku. She hissed. No thanks, I replied. Ryan already had that privilege, right? She stormed toward the door, dragging her suitcase behind her. Just before stepping out, she turned and said, You'll regret this, Lucas. No one's going to want some bitter loser who stalks his wife to a resort. You're not my wife anymore. The door slammed behind her, and for the first time in months, maybe even years, there was silence. No perfume. No fake laughs. No tapping heels or passive-aggressive sighs. Just silence. I stood there for a moment. Still. Breathing. Processing. Then I walked to the kitchen, pulled out a bottle of whiskey I'd been saving since my promotion last year, and poured myself a glass. To freedom. To war. To karma. The next few days moved fast. I met with my lawyer, someone Natalie never bothered to remember the name of, because legal stuff bores me. That same lawyer now held the power to gut her financially. We froze the joint accounts. I locked her out of the home Wi-Fi, Netflix, utilities, all those things I set up for us. I contacted her parents and told them the truth. Sent the proof. Not to start drama, but because they deserved to know the real woman they'd raised. Her mother cried. Her father hung up on me. Then came Ryan's girlfriend. Yes, he had one. And no, she didn't know. Not until I sent her the video. She responded within an hour. Thanks. I've been suspicious. I just didn't have proof. He's done. Another one bites the dust. Natalie tried to call. Multiple times. I didn't answer. She left voicemails, each one a different tone. First cold and mocking. Then angry. Then sad. Then desperate. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Can we at least talk like adults? I think we both made mistakes. She even had the audacity to send a message saying, We can still fix this. Fix what? The shattered trust? The public humiliation? The broken vows? That wasn't a crack in the wall. That was a nuclear bomb in our living room, and she lit the fuse herself. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. She made her choice. And now? Now it was mine. Revenge wasn't about screaming. It wasn't about showing up at her workplace or throwing her stuff on the front lawn. That's what she expected, some emotional breakdown so she could point and say, "See? He's unstable." But I wasn't unstable. I was methodical. Cold. Focused. Natalie lit the match. I was going to make sure she burned in the fire she started. The first step? Exposure. No more secrets. No more carefully curated Instagram lies of her living her best life. I made a burner account, uploaded the video of her and Ryan, blurred faces, but included the audio, clear, undeniable. Then I tagged her business account with a simple caption: "Your coach for women's empowerment and loyalty. Just ask her husband." Within 24 hours, the post had over 12,000 views. By day 2, the comments started flooding in. "Aren't you married? This you, Natalie? So much for self-respect and healing from toxic men. Girl, you were the toxin." Her business page went dark by the third day. She turned off comments. Went private. But the damage was done. Clients cancelled. Collaborations dropped. Her brand, that perfect influencer hustle she built on top of our marriage, collapsed. But I wasn't done. Ryan was next. Remember that apartment she used for business meetings? I knew the landlord. I helped her secure it. And guess what? She never removed my name from the lease. So I gave Ryan's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, a set of spare keys. And I told her, "Take what you need. Leave what you want." She did better. She left a note. "He lies. He cheats. He snores." Taped it to the fridge with a photo of Ryan and Natalie in bed, one I hadn't seen before. Poetic. And then came the final blow, the legal nuke. I filed for divorce under grounds of adultery, with video proof, financial records, and statements from Eric the PI. My lawyer had everything tight, no loopholes. No mercy. I wasn't just walking away. I was leaving her with nothing. When she got served, she tried calling again. I finally answered. The moment I picked up, she exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for days. "Lucas." Her voice was low. Almost human. "You did this to yourself," I said flatly. "I just want to talk." "No. You want to control the damage. You want to patch your little empire together before it crumbles." She didn't deny it. "Please don't go through with the public stuff," she whispered. "We can settle privately." "Oh, now you want to settle?" I laughed. "When you were in Spain, legs spread for your ex, you weren't thinking privately." Silence. "You ruined everything," she muttered. "You've made me look like a monster." "You didn't need my help for that," I said, and ended the call. Natalie wasn't used to consequences. She was used to control. She lied with a straight face. Manipulated people with a smile. She thought she could cheat, gaslight, and come back to a man so broken he'd crawl for forgiveness just to keep her. She thought wrong. She had taken my trust, my love, my loyalty, and spat on it. So I took her pride. Her status. Her platform. I made her irrelevant. And that was better than screaming. Better than breaking things. That was justice. Cold. Clean. Unforgettable. The night after I ended that call with Natalie, I stood in the living room, lights off, house quiet, and just existed. Not alive. Not dead. Just somewhere in between. The war was in motion. Her world was crashing down piece by piece, exactly as I planned. But there was one thing I hadn't prepared for. What happens after revenge? No one tells you this part. They all love to say, "You'll feel better when you get even." But what they don't mention is the silence that follows. The emptiness. Because once the anger drains out of you, all that's left is what used to be. I looked at our wedding photo still hanging crooked on the wall, Natalie in white, laughing like she meant it, holding my hand like she'd never let go. I don't know why I hadn't taken it down yet. Maybe part of me needed to see it. To remember that at some point, it was real. Or maybe I just wanted to stare into the eyes of the woman who ruined me and asked her, "Why? Why lie for so long? Why marry me if I was never enough? Why beg for my trust only to poison it behind my back?" But I already knew the answer, because she could. Natalie did what she wanted because she knew I'd always be the nice guy. The safe bet. The backup plan. I was the calm harbor while she flirted with hurricanes. And I let her. That realization hit harder than anything she ever did. I let her walk all over my boundaries. I let her gaslight me when I asked questions. I let her convince me I was paranoid every time her phone buzzed after midnight. I enabled her. That's what really tore at me. Not just the betrayal, but the fact that I handed her the knife and turned my own back. That week, I stopped eating properly. Slept in bursts. My chest felt like it was caving in. Everyone who knew the story kept saying, "You did the right thing, Lucas." And maybe they were right, but doing the right thing doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. I miss stupid things. The way she sang off-key in the shower. The way she curled up next to me on rainy mornings. Even the scent of her stupid shampoo still clinging to the pillow. Isn't that insane? Missing the woman who destroyed you. But grief is a funny thing. It doesn't care about logic. It just shows up and sits in your chest like a damn squatter who won't leave. Some nights, I'd pick up my phone and almost text her. Not to fix things, but just to say something. Anything. And then I'd remember who she is now. What she did. What she chose. And I'd put the phone down. I started therapy. Quietly. Didn't tell anyone. At first, I just sat there, staring at the wall while my therapist waited. But eventually, the dam broke. I told her everything, the gaslighting, the lies, the humiliation, the revenge. I confessed how I didn't feel victorious. I felt hollow. She said something that stuck. Justice and healing aren't the same thing. You've served one. Now it's time to serve the other. That hit me in the gut. I'd spent so much energy destroying her that I forgot to rebuild myself. So that's what I started doing, slowly. One morning I changed the locks. The next day, I deleted our photos from my phone. And one night I took that crooked wedding picture off the wall, shattered the glass, and threw it in the trash. One piece at a time, I was letting her go. Not just her body, but the version of her I kept alive in my mind. You never really notice how much of your life is built around someone until they're gone. Every drawer in my house was organized the way Natalie liked it. Our playlist still had her favorite songs mixed in. The thermostat? Always set a few degrees colder because warm air makes her skin dry. Even the damn grocery list hanging on the fridge had her handwriting on it. She was gone, but her fingerprints were everywhere. But this time, I wasn't mourning. This time, I was clearing space. For me. The first thing I did was get rid of the bed. That thing was tainted. I couldn't even lie down without feeling her ghost beside me, smirking at how she played me. So I tossed it. Mattress, frame, sheets, pillows, all of it gone. Bought a new one. Bigger. Firmer. Mine. Next? The kitchen. Natalie loved expensive junk, air fryers, juicers, $500 blenders she used twice. I donated them all. Cleaned out the cabinets. Replaced her pink wine glasses with clean-cut crystal tumblers. Simple. Sharp. Quiet. Like my new life. It wasn't just about replacing objects. It was about reclaiming identity. I realized I hadn't had a me in years. I'd become Natalie's husband, Natalie's helper, Natalie's emotional punching bag. Somewhere between paying her bills and covering for her late meetings, I stopped existing as a man and started existing as a damn accessory. No more. I started lifting again. Hard. Every morning before work. Every drop of sweat felt like exorcising a piece of her from my system. No excuses. No distractions. Just iron, sweat, and silence. I cut my hair short. Real short. A total reset. Looked in the mirror and didn't see a broken husband anymore. I saw a man putting himself back together, piece by damn piece. Then came the social cleanse. I unfollowed her. Blocked Ryan. Blocked anyone who shared her stupid motivational posts. I didn't want inspiration from a woman who couldn't stay loyal through a vacation. And yeah, people talked. Some of our mutual friends messaged me with fake concern. "I'm so sorry to hear about everything, man. Hope you're doing okay." You know the ones, people who love the drama, just not enough to take sides. So I made it easy for them. I cut all of them off. If you didn't stand with me, you didn't stand near me. The real ones? They showed up. Quietly. With beer and bad jokes and silent understanding. My buddy Matt from college called me up one night and said, "You need Vegas." I didn't even ask questions. I just packed a bag. That trip changed everything. We didn't party hard. We didn't chase girls. We sat on a rooftop, drinking whiskey, and watching the strip lights buzz below while talking about life, betrayal, and how good it feels to finally breathe. For the first time in months, hell, maybe years, I laughed. Like, really laughed. It wasn't just Natalie I had to bury. It was the version of me that tolerated her. That weak, quiet, second-place husband? He was gone. And the man standing in his place? He was done looking back. Sure, the scars were still there. Emotional wreckage doesn't vanish with a haircut or a workout. But for the first time, I didn't flinch when someone said her name. I didn't replay that hotel room scene over and over like a masochist. I didn't dream of revenge. I dreamed of freedom. Of starting over. Of living without tiptoeing around someone else's ego. The best part? I didn't need closure from her. I became my own. You always think you'll fall apart when someone betrays you, like the movies, where the guy breaks down in the rain screaming her name, throwing photo frames at walls, waiting for her to magically come back with an apology and tears in her eyes. Real life's colder. Slower. Quieter. One day you're married to someone you think you know. The next, you're watching her lie with the confidence of a trained actress, packing a suitcase for a trip she planned with another man while you're standing right there in the room. That moment shattered something inside me. But now that I've lived through the pain, the betrayal, the fallout, and the rebuilding, I can finally say this. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Let me explain. I learned that betrayal doesn't start with a kiss or a night in a hotel room. It starts small. In disrespect. In dismissive tones. In late replies. In eye rolls when you're being honest. It starts when your partner stops treating you like a person and starts treating you like a utility. Natalie didn't cheat on me in Spain. She started cheating the moment she stopped valuing me. And I let it happen. Not out of weakness, out of hope. Out of love. Out of the belief that people grow, that relationships evolve. But here's the truth. Love without respect is nothing. No amount of effort from one side can fix rot on the other. So, what would I tell someone who's going through the same thing? First, stop making excuses for them. If she's lying, gaslighting, dodging your questions, locking her phone, and always too tired to talk, believe what her actions are screaming at you. She's checked out. You're just her safety net now. Second, don't wait for the perfect moment to act. There is no perfect moment. There is no. Just wait until after the holidays. Or, maybe she'll change after this vacation. She won't. You know it. You've known it for months. Third, document everything. Get proof. Not for revenge, for clarity. For legal protection. For your sanity when you start questioning if you imagined it all. Trust me, gaslighters are professionals at rewriting history. Fourth, revenge is a tool, not a purpose. I used it to level the field. To balance the scales. But don't get stuck there. Revenge feels good, temporarily. Healing feels good forever. Use the fire to clear the field, not to live in the flames. Fifth, and this one matters more than anything else. Don't lose yourself trying to hold on to someone who let go of you long ago. Let them go. Let them drown in their own ego. Let them face the silence when the applause dies and no one is left to lie to. You rebuild. Brick by brick. You go to therapy. You find peace in routines. You lift heavy things. You change your haircut. You delete old photos. You create new memories that don't carry the weight of betrayal. Eventually you'll laugh again. And when you do, it'll feel strange, because it won't be forced, or distracted, or coming from a place of relief. It'll be real. That's when you'll know you've made it out. That's where I am now. She texts me sometimes. Still tries to manipulate me with guilt or nostalgia. I don't reply. Not because I'm bitter, but because I've moved on. She no longer lives in my head. She exists only in my past. And the future? That belongs to me.